Hey Simon, hey Darius, it's AJ Hurst with the Ortho Guru. I wanted to put this presentation together for you as a way to introduce myself and provide a little more information about what I can do for your business as you begin to scale this orthodontic aspect of Synergy Specialists. The two main marketing methods, and I spoke with Simon about these a little bit, would be search engine optimization and pay-per-click. So SEO would be a wonderful way to be driving traffic to that website that I know doesn't exist yet, but once it is built, you will want to get it ranking in Google. And I say Google, I kind of mean all search engines, but Google is the by far dominant one out there. So with SEO, it is a long-term process of 3 to 9 months plus before you're really going to be seeing a lot of results. And that's going to be a function of just how competitive the market is. In that California, LA market, probably going to be pretty competitive because there's a lot of money and a lot of businesses that are all competing for that. However, it is worth it because the vast majority of clicks of search traffic goes to that number one spot on the first page. And it quickly drops off from there. I think it's about 40% to the number one spot and like 20% to number two, and then it quickly drops off. A website also needs to be optimized for conversions if you're going to be driving that kind of traffic to it. So that is something that we'll need to look at as your site's being built, that it has that sales mindset where you are focusing people in on what you want them to do. It is also an investment, and it's a bit of a long-term investment because you have to be putting the work in for those 3 to 9 months before you're really seeing the results. And I would say that in a competitive market, it's probably going to be a minimum $2,000 a month to be able to see some movement, to be able to see those results. People will do it for less, and it's just kind of worthless. They spin their wheels, and you don't really rank for good, relevant search terms that are going to drive quality traffic to your website. And organic social media has some similar long-term investments and qualities to it. Organic social media is probably going to be very difficult for a business like yours. Not impossible, but difficult. The other avenue, and the one that I get real excited about and I'd like to talk more about in this presentation, is the pay-per-click aspect. Primarily, we're talking about Facebook and AdWords. The beauty of PPC is it has quick results. When you launch the ad, there's a little bit of lag time for approval, but once it's launched, you can start getting clicks, leads, people calling in your office, within hours. It's great. You get targeted traffic. When you're ranking SEO, you don't have as much control over who's coming and who's seeing your website. When you're running an ad, you control who sees it. You control what search terms to trigger your ads. So it's like a mobile billboard that you decide who gets to see. And you can measure who interacts with it. The ROI, again, it's quick results. So you get to see what your return on investment is, whether it's positive or negative. You get to see that right away. But even if it's negative, it's quick and you can adjust, right? That's part of the optimization. And again, the investment, it's really going to depend on the scale, right? There's some businesses spending $500 a month on paid ads. There's some businesses spending hundreds of thousands of dollars per month on paid ads. Really depends on the scale. But once you find something that is working well, it's very easy to scale it up. Here's some keys to paid ad success. Don't do what everyone else is doing. Many people are wasting money and making Google and Facebook very, very wealthy companies. You need to develop a compelling offer that cuts through the noise. True for AdWords, but especially true for Facebook because there are so many distractions on social media. You have to have an irresistible offer that compels people to act. When you get them to act, you need to have a dedicated landing page so that they can quickly find the information they're after and they are funneled into the action that you want them to take. So if you send them just to a regular website, there's too many options. There's multiple pages, there's about us, contact us, find out what our services are. You need to send them to a generally one-page landing page that just says, give us your info or call us. Become a lead. That's it. You restrict them down to what they can do, what you want them to do, and you will get higher conversion rates. You need to make that next step very easy and clear on the landing page. And then as far as optimization, you let the market data dictate your optimization. That's real important. You need to have the tracking in place. You need to be following it, and you need to really let that data dictate your next move so that you can optimize for success. Facebook ads. One of my favorite ways to run Facebook ads is lead ads, where the person, if they click on your ad and they don't actually leave Facebook, they simply go to a contact form that oftentimes is most or completely filled out, and all they have to do is hit submit. It's very quick, very easy, and you get their information right away. Facebook still is a fantastic marketing value for the exposure, for the audience that you can get in front of. It's an incredibly great spend of your marketing dollars. And as well, the retargeting that you're able to do, where Facebook can really kind of keep track of who is looking at your ads and then either serve them up a different version of that ad, or you can tell Facebook to go find 100 more people that have similar habits and will interact with your ad similar to how your last lead did. Does that make sense? As you go, you can continue to improve by letting Facebook optimize the audience for you. Now let's talk a little bit about AdWords. I know that this is a little bit, there's a lot on this slide, but I tried to kind of highlight the important things. So what I'm talking about is success in AdWords is by really not doing what everybody else is doing. Okay. You want to get the most bang for your buck. You want to get as many leads for this, either the same or less amount of money as what other people are spending. And the way that you do that is by improving your ad rank for less investment, right? So when you look at AdWords, up at the top of page 1, there's generally 4 spots that you can land. To get higher up, you either have to pay more or you have to have better quality ads and search terms. Okay, so that's what it's saying, is your ad rank is a function of what you are willing to bid and your quality score. Quality score is a function of the relevance and the user experience. Okay, so the more relevant your ad campaign to what the search customers want. So Google sees if you are serving their customers well, then Google will reward you with higher rank for less ad spend. Does that make sense? I hope that's clear. The most important factor of that relevance is click-through rate. And this comes straight from Google's chief economist, that 60% of the Google quality score is determined by click-through rate. Okay, and click-through rate is simply the percentage of people who see your ad versus the number of people who click on it. Sorry. The number of people who see it to the number of people who click on it gives you your click-through rate. So you want to have a very high rate of people clicking on your ad when they see it. That tells Google that it's relevant to what they're searching for. Now, the common practice that everybody else is doing is that they group their keywords. So there may be, hundreds of keywords that can trigger an ad, right? There's braces, Invisalign, orthodontist, best orthodontist, best Invisalign, clear braces, 6-month braces. All these keywords you want to have in your ad campaign. Generally, people just throw all of those into just a couple groups, right? They'll make a couple of ad groups and then all their keywords are just jammed into there. So many different keywords can trigger a single ad to show. This leads to more irrelevant clicks and fraudulent clicks and ultimately a lower quality score because people may type in braces, but they're actually searching for a knee brace. Okay, that's kind of an extreme example, but do you see what I'm saying? The way that we do it, we go for the top 1% performance by utilizing what's called the one-to-one method. And this is not necessarily a massive secret, but it is much more difficult and people are unwilling to put in the work. So what we do is we have one search term per group. So every single keyword gets its own ad group. You may have hundreds of ad groups that are all triggering off of one keyword apiece. Is going to be highly relevant. So if someone searches for Invisalign, it triggers this one ad group and they see the ad. If they search for braces, it triggers a different ad group and they see a different ad. It's all highly relevant, highly customized to what they are looking for. And Google will reward you for that high performance. Some of the factors for a click-through rate are your ad copy, your search term to ad relevance, again, that relevance, geographic relevance to the ad, long tail usage in ad copy, and what that means. Long tail keyword is, short would be Invisalign LA. A long tail keyword would be how to get Invisalign in East Los Angeles. Okay, the longer, the more words that are in your keyword, the more relevant it's going to be to the person searching. Okay, so when you're adding all those keywords and all those ad groups, you may have hundreds or even thousands of keywords per account. So it's a lot of work, but it works so much better than what 99% of people are doing. Landing page factors. There are some factors, and Google will look at the landing page as well to judge your quality score. So your landing page has to be relevant to the ad that you're offering, which is again why having a landing page is so important, because a website can only be so relevant to a specific ad campaign that you're running. Better to have that one-page lander that is highly relevant to the offer and speaks directly to what the consumer is looking for. The speed of your website loading, the mobile, how well it performs on mobile and all different devices, crawlability, bounce rate, load speed, all these things are going to factor into how Google judges the quality score for your ad campaign. The better you can perform on these, the cheaper your rate for ad spend is going to be. I hope that makes sense. Here is what I propose for you gentlemen. I want to provide a fantastic return on investment for your marketing dollars. That's my whole goal. I want to have measurable results, which means leads, real people seeking services. So some people run these paid ads and they're just thinking that they want to have brand awareness, which can be good, but you need to be a big brand before you are paying for your brand awareness. When you're smaller and you're starting out and you want to have real and measurable results, you need to be getting in front of people and having that one-to-one marketing where your ad leads to an actual paying customer. Does that make sense? I would like you guys to start with a paid ad campaign of Facebook lead ads and Google AdWords. That would be my recommendation. I think that with the speed and the scalability of it, I think that's the best way to start out and see if I know what I'm actually talking about and I can actually bring you leads, and also see if that is going to be an effective method for your business, which I really believe it will be. For the trial that I'm going to lay out, it would be for one location/region. I know that you are still working on getting your offices lined up. So it'd probably be for one location so that we can stay highly, highly targeted. You don't just want to be blanketing a massive region. you need to stay very focused on your targeting. That's going to give you the best return on your investment. And then once the ad campaign is up and running well, it's very easy. Once we've had the testing, it's even easier to scale it to as many locations as you need. So the price to start, when I was talking with Simon, we were kind of already talking about a price per lead. So I think that the best way to start would be pricing the leads at $100 a lead, which is about half of what the projected cost that Simon had of, $150 to $200 or more to get a single lead with kind of that community marketing model. And this is much, much more scalable than that community marketing model, just because you have the technology doing that work for you. You don't have to have bodies on the ground, right? A lead would be a name, email, and phone number, or someone calling in to whatever answering service you have in position. Again, $100 per lead is half the projected cost that you had. The way it would work would be you deposit $2,000 with me, and I will deliver 20 leads within probably a 3-week time span. If I can't deliver the 20 leads, I will credit you back whatever is needed, but that won't happen, so we don't need to worry about that. But the $2,000 will cover all the setup and all the automation, everything that needs to go into this so that you have leads just delivered to your inbox and downloaded on a spreadsheet. So after the 20 leads are delivered and they're followed up with appropriately, that's a huge part of a paid ad campaign, is to maximize the leads that you have so you're not wasting money. Then we can have a conversation to go over the results of the campaign and determine if it's a good fit for us to continue working together. I don't want to sign people up on a long-term contract and twist their arm and get them to work with me when it's just not a really good fit. So that 3-week time period would be a great way to see if it's going to work for both of us. So what would be the next step? I want to earn your business every month. And I think that this trial would be a great way to test this out and see if it's going to work with a fairly small investment from you guys. The reason I try to do a trial of like around $2,000 is that's a reasonable budget for me to work with. I'm not making a lot of money off of that, but it's very easy to see how when you get one patient from that profit from that one patient will probably cover the majority of that ad spend, if not all of it. And every patient after that is profit. So no long-term contracts with paid ads, just a 30-day cancellation policy, just so I have time to kind of get everything in order. I'd like to leave you with this question. What will it take for you to look back 3 months from now and be glad we worked together? That's my goal. I want you to look back and say, geez, I'm glad that we went with AJ. He has just delivered whatever that is for it. Let me know what it is that would make you happy that you did business with me. Hey, I look forward to talking with you guys. Have a great day. Talk to you later.